Kevin Stefanski is under fire like never before, and it all comes down to one decision that has left fans and analysts alike scratching their heads. Why does he keep starting Joe Flacco? Week after week, the results have been the same: turnovers, missed opportunities, and an offense that looks completely out of sync. Analysts across the board have echoed the same frustration. Flacco, at 39, just can't keep up with the speed and intensity of the modern NFL. Rex Ryan didn't mince words, declaring flat out that Flacco's time as a starting quarterback is over. He reminded everyone that Flacco was never truly elite in his career, and now, at this stage, he's a liability on the field. The more Stefanski insists on giving him snaps, the worse the Browns look, and the louder the calls for change become. Fans were given another bitter taste of reality in the loss against Detroit. Flacco began the game decently enough, managing to keep things steady in the opening drives. But then came the moment that unraveled everything: a catastrophic throw right into the arms of Lions safety Kirby Joseph. For a 17-year veteran, that wasn't just a mistake. It was a collapse in judgment that gifted Detroit momentum they didn't need. From that point on, the Browns' offense never recovered. Flacco struggled to find rhythm, the turnovers piled up, and his inability to deliver under pressure became painfully obvious. A game that might have been competitive slipped quickly into disaster. The stats tell the story: 16 completions on 34 attempts, 184 yards, no touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and a fumble. Those numbers aren't just disappointing. They're devastating for a team that still has playoff ambitions. Even Flacco admitted as much in his post-game comments. He took responsibility for the pick six, stressing that Jerry Jeudy slipping on his route had nothing to do with it. "That was on me, not him," Flacco said. Accountability might win him some respect in the locker room, but it doesn't erase the fact that the turnovers keep coming. He downplayed the fumble and didn't provide much insight into why the offense is consistently breaking down. One thing was clear from his tone: this is a game he desperately wants to forget. The Browns and their fans don't have that luxury. The problem is, these aren't isolated mistakes. Flacco's poor decision-making has become a pattern. Against Detroit, he had a golden opportunity to connect for a touchdown and potentially swing momentum back in Cleveland's favor. Instead, he threw another interception that killed the drive and handed the Lions prime field position. Detroit marched down the field with ease, further burying the Browns. Every one of those moments added up to the same conclusion: this isn't just a bad outing, it's a quarterback crisis. Stefanski didn't shy away from acknowledging the problem in his post-game remarks. He made it clear the Browns cannot afford turnovers, especially on the road, and stressed the need to fix mistakes immediately. But his words carried a subtle edge, one that sounded very much like a warning that Flacco's time might be nearing its end. The fact that Stefanski gave rookie Dylan Gabriel playing time only strengthened that impression. Gabriel may be raw, but just putting him in the game suggested Stefanski is already looking ahead to the future. The question isn't whether a change is coming. It's who will get the opportunity first, Gabriel or Shedeur Sanders. That's where things get complicated, and where Stefanski's stubbornness is beginning to draw even harsher criticism. Despite everything, Stefanski has kept Shedeur Sanders on the sidelines, leaving fans and analysts baffled. Rex Ryan called him out directly, demanding to know why Sanders hasn't been given a shot yet. He argued that Sanders deserves the chance to prove himself, that continuing to roll with Flacco is wasting time and hurting the team. Ryan's words hit a nerve because they echoed what so many fans already believe. The Browns are missing out on something potentially special by clinging to a veteran who no longer has it. What makes the situation even more intense is Shedeur Sanders himself. With unwavering confidence, he recently made a bold declaration that he is better than several starting quarterbacks in the NFL, including Joe Flacco. Coming from anyone else, such a statement might sound arrogant. But with Flacco's disastrous numbers on full display, it's difficult to dismiss Sanders' claim. His self-belief is undeniable, and if he's able to back it up on the field, he could be exactly the spark Cleveland needs to revive their season. Sanders knows the criticism surrounding Flacco, and he hasn't been shy about suggesting he can outperform what Browns fans have been forced to watch. Yet, even in the middle of this controversy, Sanders has maintained a sense of patience. He's admitted his frustration, but insists that he's trusting God's timing. He believes everything happens for a reason and continues to lean on his faith that his moment will come when it's meant to. That kind of composure in the face of adversity says a lot about his character. But make no mistake, the patience is wearing thin. Sanders himself has hinted that it feels surreal to still be waiting on the sidelines, watching mistakes pile up while knowing he has the talent to make a difference. The Browns' organization now finds itself boxed into a corner. The fan base has grown restless. Analysts are hammering away on national television. Even former coaches like Rex Ryan are openly criticizing Stefanski's refusal to move on from Flacco. Every week that Sanders remains sidelined only makes the pressure more intense. The frustration is no longer about a single game or a handful of turnovers. It's about the long-term direction of the franchise. Flacco's limitations are obvious. Sticking with him threatens to drag the entire season down if Stefanski continues to delay.
Now the consequences could stretch beyond the current season.
He risks alienating the fans, damaging his credibility, and possibly stunting Sanders' development by refusing to give him real playing time. The message is becoming louder by the day. Shedeur Sanders is the future, and the Browns need to embrace that future now. Continuing to ride with Flacco isn't just hurting their chances this season, it's making the coach himself look out of touch with reality. The Browns are at a crossroads. On one side is Flacco, a veteran whose best days are long behind him, a quarterback who can't keep pace with today's game and has become a turnover machine. On the other is Shedeur Sanders, a young quarterback brimming with confidence, arm talent, and the drive to prove himself. The team can't afford to keep hesitating. Analysts, fans, and former players are all calling for the same thing. And the longer Stefanski ignores it, the bigger the storm will grow. The truth is that Sanders' time is coming fast. His confidence, combined with the organization's growing dissatisfaction with Flacco, makes it inevitable. The only real question left is whether Stefanski will make the decision himself or be forced into it by mounting pressure. Every interception, every fumble, every wasted drive pushes the Browns closer to change. So what do you think? Should Stefanski finally bench Joe Flacco and hand the reins to Shedeur Sanders? Has the time already passed for Flacco to prove he can still lead this team, or does he deserve one more chance? And if Sanders gets his shot, do you believe he can live up to the hype and become the quarterback Cleveland has been waiting for? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss the latest updates on the Browns quarterback drama.